The Great Debate Series. Jordan versus LeBron.
Okay, so today's topic we're calling winning. So yesterday we did athleticism and debated LeBron versus Jordan and who's more athletic. If you missed that, it was robust. Always download the podcast. Today we talk about winning, Perloff. And you're going to have people who are listening to us, either youtube.com/CBS Sports Radio with the Weekdays, or maybe you're in your car and you're like, well, obviously Jordan has more titles.
Yeah, that's why I did no more prep beyond just double checking that it was 6.
Okay,
So that's really the. What's the next topic? Are we talking about?
I just want to make sure, the 6 seems okay.
You can turn the music down, Stu. This is over, I think.
Yeah, not so fast. I did tons of research, and it might turn one person on my side. So as far as LeBron is concerned, you have to think about this on aggregate, if you will, right? Like the whole composite of one person's career.
Oh, my God.
Where Jordan went to 6 finals and won 6 titles. Yes, he's 6 for 6. LeBron went to 10 finals.
Yep.
Now, he only won 4 championships to LeBron's 6. But some of the teams that he dragged to finals were pretty uninspiring. And the fact that he was able to get them all the way to the finals, I think, means something. May I continue?
Please.
We go through the LeBron and Jordan playoff resume, okay? Mm-hmm. So we're talking about when it really becomes winning time, not just the finals, but the playoffs as a whole. Michael Jordan, 179 starts in the playoffs. LeBron, 282 starts. Now, obviously, LeBron played in an era where it's best of 7 in all of your playoff series. So he has 103 more playoff starts. MJ, 119 wins to 60 losses. LeBron, 182 wins. That's 63 more than Jordan, but 100 losses. So 40 more losses than Jordan in the playoffs. As far as success in terms of scoring or whatever metrics in the postseason, 39 double-doubles for Michael Jordan, 139 for LeBron James. He's got 100 more double-doubles. Michael Jordan had 2 triple-doubles in his playoff career. LeBron has 28 triple-doubles, so 26 more triple-doubles in the playoffs. You're just talking about a much bigger body of work here for LeBron as far as the postseason is concerned and finals games. And I think that has to be discussed when we talk about winning and success in both of these players.
Does it really?
It does.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron's got the longevity. He's played forever. And first of all, there's, as you mentioned, there are more playoff games. Jordan, I think his finest moments are in the postseason where LeBron's been he's been awesome. Don't get me wrong. He's the second best player of all time. But I think he's been a little more up and down. And here's the one thing I really disagree with you. Getting to the finals out of the crappy Eastern Conference, especially that Cleveland team, they wouldn't have even made the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. But they, the following year, I think Dwight Howard led the Magic to this slaughter in the finals, too. I'm just saying the East was weak, and we've seen that in other cases, too. Miami did beat that Boston team, but I think the best teams have been in the West for the better part of LeBron's era.
I think you're right about that, but listen, those Boston teams, when Kevin Garnett got there, obviously were very good.
They were great.
The Detroit teams early in LeBron's career, the ones that won a title and then went back to the finals and lost a title, that was not stars on that team, but that was a great team. That was like the definition of a team.
Yeah, but I don't think LeBron was really ready to have playoffs. He was young then. He was, 21 when that mini dynasty crumbled? So I think if you look at Jordan, once Jordan figured out how to win in the playoffs, it was on. It was over. There's nobody who could even touch him. Sure,
I understand. You're facing Isaiah Thomas. You're facing Larry Bird. I understand that Jordan may have had a little bit of a harder path in some of those, but LeBron just has so much more volume. There could have been so many more times where he got tripped up, and you really can't blame the fact that he was drafted. Let's talk about the early Cleveland years. Before he decided to team up in Miami or go to L.A., you're talking about you can't help where you're drafted, and you can't help who else you're playing in the playoffs. I mean, those Bulls teams with Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose were nothing to sneeze at. And let's not forget those Indiana teams were not bad. So it's not like he went through nobody.
It's not like he was going through Hall of Fame row. Those Indiana teams. What team was that? The Bulls team with Derrick Rose. 1 year Derrick Rose was good.
Well, Joakim Noah, Tom Thibodeau.
Oh, my God.
They're scrappy teams, bro.
Scrappy teams. It's compared to, look at the teams that Jordan beat. He had multiple Hall of Famers on all of them. On every single
on the
finals
ones that
game.
were the multiple, some of those he couldn't beat them in the beginning, which made it very hard. I mean,
the Lakers was obviously full of Hall of Famers. The Blazers actually.
Yeah, but remember James Worthy was hurt.
I know, but they would have
we
killed
heard
anyway.
from Michael Thompson.
That Blazers team was loaded. Obviously, Phoenix had Barkley and Marley and everybody. They were a stacked team. You go through. I mean, to me, Jordan beat a bunch of iconic teams that probably would have won a bunch of titles if Jordan wasn't there.
Okay, but I mean, LeBron had to go up against other iconic teams. San Antonio Spurs in the finals were iconic, and also the Warriors, who were iconic teams.
Okay, but honestly, just forget all those numbers.
Yeah.
Honest opinion here: who is a better playoff performer, Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
I mean, Michael was the better closer. He always was, right? Like, that was his thing. And I give Jordan tons of credit for not only being a closer on the offensive end, but also being a closer on the defensive end, right? Like, he would be the guy who was always in the middle of everything on the defensive side in all of those big-time finals games. But I think that LeBron's, like, this is why I think it's not just a total slam dunk, no pun intended, like slam shut case here when you look at all the winning that LeBron has done, all the finals appearances. I mean, we talked about this with Tom Brady and Joe Montana before Brady ended up kind of blowing him out of the water. You know, Brady had gone to more Super Bowls but had lost. Listen, also, Michael Jordan lost in more first rounds than LeBron ever has. Okay, I'm just saying.
I mean, that was young Michael. Michael, by the way, did have the most points in any finals when he just completely dominated a great Suns team. I mean, it's just a different thing. I totally understand LeBron has had a ton of success, but there's just rarely been a playoffs where you've gone and say, like, LeBron's just going to steamroll everybody. He got a little lucky, down 3-1 to Cleveland. I'm sorry, down 3-1 to the Warriors when he was with
epic
Cleveland.
Comeback.
Yeah, Curry had just missed the series before with a busted up knee, and then Draymond got injured.
But Draymond is his own worst enemy. That's not. But
they were clearly the second best team in the NBA that year, and they happened to win because of outside circumstances. The Miami ones, he had to join the best team in the world, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and I mean, they eked out. Yeah. At least one of those finals was like ridiculously close. The Ray Allen shot year, where Jordan never even made a Game 7. It's like LeBron was in for the battle, and then there was the bubble year too, which. Are we even counting?
Well, I mean, I think we should count it, but I agree. It's very different, that bubble title, no doubt.
He just had to fight so hard in all the playoffs because he just wasn't better than his teams were not better than everybody, where Jordan was just like, no one's going to even come close to me. And also, too, I think that's where Jordan's mental edge helped in those series as well. Where LeBron, I think people think they can beat LeBron's teams. Maybe
two more points. One, LeBron, I mean, Eric Spoelstra now is known maybe as one of the best coaches and maybe should get credit then, but this was a young coach, and that's the best coach LeBron has played for. I mean, this is not Michael Jordan, who had Phil Jackson, one of the greatest coaches of all time, stewarding these 6 championships. LeBron had multiple different coaches of varying different aptitudes, if you will. He also, listen, the reasons why Jordan went to go play baseball are obviously personal and about his father. I'm not taking anything away from that. But while Jordan did take a big break in the middle of his career, LeBron was still going to finals. A year after year after year after year, the toll that takes on your body and the fact that he could keep coming back and doing it, I feel like has to count in this debate.
I mean, you're making excuses.
No, I'm talking about reasons.
You just said he didn't have good enough coaches, and he had to fight through, going all the way through when Jordan didn't.
Succeeding in spite of bad coaching at times. Not bad coaching, but you know what I mean.
Well, it just sounds like, listen, Michael Jordan had all the points and the titles. It sounds like LeBron has all the excuses, which is actually consistent with the LeBron brand. So, I mean, come on, that's the best you're going to do. Like, LeBron didn't have good enough coaches.
Well, Jordan definitely had one of the greatest coaches of all time. That has to help.
Yeah, and it sure helped Phil Jackson that he had Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Of course.
But honestly, I just think that there's just no doubt Michael Jordan is probably the second best winner in the history of the game, Bill Russell being number 1. I don't know if LeBron is even in my top 3 or 4.
855-212-4CBS.
Yeah, because you have also great winners like Magic and Bird, and LeBron's in that mix, but he's it was basically Russell and Jordan, right? Those are the two famous step up their game in the finals guys, where LeBron had mixed results through the years.
If it was just about titles, though, if we're talking about winning and it was just about titles, then we would all say unanimously that Bill Russell is the greatest player of all time. And we do not say that.
Yeah, which gives me pause. He might be the most underrated player of all time.
Probably. May he rest in peace. 855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227. You're welcome to weigh in. RPC, let excuse. Listen, they're not excuses. They're reasons.
You just said he had bad coaching. That sounds so much like an excuse.
He got to all those finals in spite of, I don't say bad coaching, but
I mean, David Blatt.
it's not Phil Jackson coaching.
Yeah. No, I think
Tex Winter as an assistant.
The thing is, LeBron chose a lot of these coaches, and Jordan, I think, probably had a huge role in getting Phil Jackson to be the head coach. And Jordan, they both got many coaches fired, or like two. Like Doug Collins got fired because of Jordan. Anyway, so it is interesting. LeBron's bad coaches probably 50% of the time is his fault.